So hello YouTube, this is another video, this time showing off another custom printed omnibus that I had made. With no further ado, this one's actually going to be the Marvel Heroes Reborn omnibus. This is volume 1 of 2, the second one will be another video I'll get around to making soon. Before I go any further, I just want to cover the reason why I get these things custom printed as opposed to custom bound, and actually what the difference is, because I think from the last few videos that I did, some people didn't quite get what the difference was and what the benefit is of getting stuff custom printed specifically. So I thought I'd run through that quickly. So to start off with, the first reason to do that is basically because of the size issue. It means that the page sizes actually match the rest of your omnibuses. So here you can see Heroes Reborn next to my Oz omnibus. Looks perfect, same size. From the spine, again, looks perfect, same size. What I've got here is a copy of it next to a what if issue of Wolverine, so a normal single issue. And you'll see how much smaller a single issue is than an actual omnibus size comic. Again, I've got it here side by side, and here just for comparison, I've got the single issue on one side and then a trade paperback collection or a graphic novel on the other side. And again, you'll see omnibus is a much larger format. What does that mean? Well, that means that if you were just to bind the normal single issues, when you put them on your shelves next to your omnibuses, it would actually look a bit like this. So there you've got X-Men Road to Onslaught, which is a trade paperback, sandwiched between a bunch of omnibuses, and it just looks disjointed. Not only is it shorter, it's actually shallower and pushes further back on the shelf as well. So if you custom print them, you can have them printed to whatever size you like. The other reason to get them done is to avoid the adverts. So what I've got here is a quick selection of the adverts literally from one single issue from this era in the late 90s. And as you'll see here, you've got adverts all the way through on video games, sweets, comic shops, all sorts of stuff. It's a total, I mean, in this example, it's about 12 pages out of what is a 21 page comic. So you will literally be binding a third of material that you just don't need. I hate it. I can't be done with it. I go for the custom print option instead. The next thing is a bit of a random one. I'm sure someone in the comments could probably correct what the term for this is, but I hate those little bits they have at the top of the printed page in single issues from the 90s. You'll see here in this image, there's a little black rectangle. Sometimes it's green, sometimes it's orange, sometimes it's pink. It's really frustrating. It's on most single issue pages. And when you look at most custom binds people get done, they actually have those bars on them, obviously because it's the original printed version. Whereas if you're doing a custom print, you can make the page look something like this and actually have that cleaned off just by a little bit of Photoshop and a little bit of photo editing. It's painstaking to do it on every single page, but it's well worth it. Another reason to actually get the custom print done rather than the custom bind is to ensure that you actually have full bleed on your pages. Now this is a bit of a personal thing of mine, it's entirely down to personal taste. But in my case, I really like having comics that are full bleed, so edge to edge, which is something that really wasn't done much until the very late 90s and early 2000s as printer technology improved. So here you see a page that has usually a bit of white bordering around it. When I got it custom printed, I had it look like this. Similarly here you've got a page that also has a white border around it. Again, you can see there at the bottom I got that done edge to edge. And then for the next one as well, there's another comparison. What I actually found, those are from the Iron Man issues, the Avengers issues are much worse when it comes to offending on something like this. Here's a few pages from some of the Avengers single issues, and you can see there that the amount of white space surrounding the actual frame of the comic is horrific and basically unacceptable. If you consider I'm paying to get this stuff printed, I'd basically be paying to have several inches of white paper around the edge of every single page. It's just not worth it, and it looks so much better if you blow it up to this oversized scale. Another reason we have to get a custom print done, and this does apply to custom binds as well, of course, is to have your custom dust jacket made. So here, I'm just going to zoom in on the dust jacket. You can see the spine there. This image here is actually from an Iron Man issue. I picked the image. I decided that's the one I wanted to have as the front cover. I cleaned it up a bit and got rid of the speech balloons and so on. And here you see it as the cover of the dust jacket. You can basically pick whatever image you like, go for whatever tone you want to go for, whether it's really kinetic and action-packed or whether it's quite a sedate, peaceful tone. You'll see here I picked this image again from one of the Iron Man issues, which has got a really pale white background. It's sort of a Jay Lee sort of artwork. And you can see there as the back of the dust jacket really looks just brilliant. Going into the inside leaves, you can write your own blurb. So I sort of made some stuff up here. You can pause it and read it if you're interested. And then on the back blurb, similarly, I put a bit of stuff there about the different creators during this era of comics. If you're wondering what that image is there, again, that image came from an issue of Iron Man, and I just cleaned it off and just had it so it was an image of Tony standing on the precipice. And then as far as I'm concerned, the final reason to actually get a custom print done, again, this is exactly the same reason to get a custom bind done, to be honest, is so you can choose a binding order yourself. So here I'm going to do a very quick run through of the binding order that I chose, and I'll explain why when we actually get to the flip through the comic itself. So I did Captain America's issues 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6, and then it jumps into Avengers issue 1 by itself. At that point we then have the full Fantastic Four run, so that's all 6 issues. And then at that stage, after Fantastic Four 6, actually we go into the next one being Iron Man, more Iron Man up till issue 3, sorry, then a couple of Avengers, then a couple more Iron Man, and then it gets into what leads into the Industrial Revolution crossover, which is actually the ending of the Volume 1 collection, and is sort of the combined event which ends the first part of the Heroes Reborn universe. So that's got Avengers issue 4, Avengers issue 5, Fantastic Four 6 again, because a part of that actually feeds into the prologue of this. So I've only collected 2 or 3 pages of that here. Then Avengers, then Iron Man, and then the last couple of pages of Captain America issue 6, which actually collect sort of the epilogue to the Heroes Reborn Industrial Revolution event. I then have the Heroes Reborn 0.5 issue, which was given with Wizard Comics, and then I actually have the Fantastic Four Ashcan, which is basically just black and white artwork, no dialogue, no colours, nothing like that, but it looked really great as sort of a final extra feature part of the book. So with no further ado, let's jump into the actual video itself. So here you'll see the omnibus getting flipped through. Basically I tried to get as sort of bright and brisk lighting as I could on this. It looks pretty good. As you can see from the flip through, it's quite weighty. You're looking at about 700 odd pages. You'll see there the colours really pop, they're really vibrant. If I do a later video, I can do some stuff about how actually you can really sharpen the contrast and pick out some of the colours as well, if anyone's interested. You'll see there as well, all the artwork is edge to edge, full bleed. There's not a single advert anywhere to be seen. It looks really slick, it looks really professional, and remember, this is going to look brilliant on your shelf because it's the exact right size that you would need. The colours really come through really well. The paper's a lovely glossy stock, and I am aware that these Heroes Reborn collections actually are available as trade paperbacks, and you could technically bind them and get rid of the adverts that way, because the trade paperbacks don't have adverts in them. But then you have to keep in mind, like, they'd still be too small, that you still have to probably buy multiple trade paperbacks if you wanted to have a bind order that you wanted that had Industrial Revolution combined across the 4 different lines in the right sequence without having double images or double pages and things like that. And there's all the various other issues which are sort of highlighted. So ultimately, although I could have gone down that route and hunted down the trade paperbacks, I very much prefer to do things this way because it just looks so much better. It really pops and it really looks great on the shelf as well. So I hope that is useful, guys. There you can see that's the Wizard 0.5 issue, and then you can see the Fantastic Four Ashcan as well. Okay. So again, I hope that's helpful, and I hope that answers any questions anyone might have had about the previous Spider-Man one that I did. As always, guys, thanks very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and as always, I'll say please, I would massively appreciate it if the people watching this video were to go over to the Amazon.com website and check out my novel, No Gods or Kings, which is an episodic novel about comic books or superheroes. For less than $1, you can pick that up. Please leave a review, please leave some feedback, and until next time, thanks for watching.